When you hear the word addiction, what comes to mind? It's probably not something good, right? You've definitely heard of social media addiction or mobile phone addiction, but have you ever heard of study addiction? I bet you haven't. But today, I want to tell you something really important. Addiction isn't always a bad thing. Some addictions can shape you from a very young age. Some addictions can completely change your destiny. And one of those powerful addictions is the addiction to studying. Yes, in today's video, I'm going to show you how to turn your studies into an addiction, not a negative one, but a positive addiction that can transform your student life and your future. If you can truly get addicted to studying, even once, believe me, no one can stop your growth. So watch this video carefully until the very end, because missing even one point might cost you a huge lesson. I genuinely believe every student needs to watch this, because this one video has the power to change your student life forever. So, let's begin. Let me give you a simple, real-life example. You can scroll through social media for hours without getting bored. But the moment you sit down to study even for just 30 minutes, you start feeling restless. You keep thinking, when will this be over? When can I grab my phone again? How many notifications did I miss? This clearly shows one thing. You're already addicted, but unfortunately, you're addicted to your phone. Now just imagine for a second. What if this addiction wasn't to your mobile phone, but to your studies? If that happened, 65 to 75% of a student's problems would automatically disappear. Because the biggest responsibility of your student life is to study sincerely. It's to make sure that the books bought with your parents' hard-earned money aren't just filled with doodles or useless notes. It's to ensure that all the tuition fees, exam fees, and effort don't go to waste. So that when your result comes at the end of the year, it doesn't disappoint you or your family. If you can understand this, you already think like an ideal student. Now, some of you might be thinking, I want to study, but my mind just doesn't focus. To solve this exact problem, I'm going to share 4 powerful points with you. If you follow them consistently, I promise your studies will transform from boring to addictive. Point number 1, create interest. Does studying mean locking yourself in a room with piles and piles of books? No, not at all. Interest can be created in absolutely anything if you use the right techniques. Always remember this. When interest is created, learning becomes easy. Think about it. You can remember the entire story of a movie or a web series you watched months ago, but something you studied just yesterday, you forget it today. Why does this happen? It's because movies involve visual scenes. Your brain remembers them easily. So, apply this same rule to your studies. Don't just study like a machine. Don't memorize things blindly. When you read, try to understand the concepts. Imagine scenes in your mind. Visualize what's happening. And use colored pens to highlight the important points. When you study this way, your brain stays engaged, your interest grows naturally, and the information stays in your memory for a much longer time. Point number 2, create satisfaction. If someone asks you, what's the real benefit of studying? You'll probably say to build a good future, get a good job, or start a business. And you're right. But here's the problem. These rewards are all long-term. Human brain, on the other hand, loves instant pleasure. When you get quick results, your brain releases a chemical called dopamine, which makes you feel happy. That's exactly why social media is so addictive. Gives you instant satisfaction with every like, comment, and share. But studying is like a long-term investment. The results come much later. So, your brain starts looking for short-term pleasure somewhere else. So what's the solution? You need to add small rewards to your study sessions. Learn to reward yourself for completing small tasks. For example, let me tell you a short story. Amit was a 19-year-old student who hated studying. One day he decided he would reward himself after every 30 minutes of focused study. On the first day, after studying for 30 minutes, he treated himself to his favorite snack. The next day, after another successful session, he rewarded himself by listening to his favorite music for 10 minutes. The day after that, he watched a short, funny video. Slowly, his brain started associating studying with pleasure. It started seeing studying not as a punishment, but as a pathway to a reward. And because of this simple trick, studying stopped feeling so painful. You can do the same. This small change makes a huge difference. Point number 3, create curiosity. Why do you get so hooked on a web series? It's because every episode ends on a cliffhanger. You're left thinking, what's going to happen next? This curiosity makes you want to watch the next episode immediately. You can use this same technique in your studies. When you're studying a chapter, don't just stop anywhere. Try to finish a section and then read the first paragraph of the next section before you take a break. Just get a little glimpse of what's coming next. This simple act plants a seed of curiosity in your mind. When you come back to study, your brain will already be a little curious about that new topic. It's making it much easier to start again. Your mind will want to know the answer to the question that was left unanswered. This makes studying feel less like a chore and more like solving a mystery. And finally, point number 4, create competition.
Ow.
When I say competition, I don't mean you should become jealous of your friends or classmates. I'm talking about healthy competition, starting with yourself. Your biggest competitor is the person you were yesterday. Set small, achievable goals for yourself every single day. For example, if you studied for 1 hour today, challenge yourself to study for 1 hour and 10 minutes tomorrow. If you solved 10 math problems today, aim for 12 tomorrow. Track your progress. Keep a small notebook or use an app to see how you're improving day by day. When you see your own progress, when you see that you're getting better than you were before, it creates an incredible sense of accomplishment. This feeling is powerful. It motivates you to push yourself even further. You can also create a study group with friends who are serious about their goals. When you see your friends working hard, it will naturally inspire you to do the same. A little bit of healthy competition can be the fuel that keeps your study engine running. So, to quickly recap the 4 points. First, create interest by visualizing and engaging with what you learn. Second, create satisfaction by rewarding yourself for small achievements. Third, create curiosity by leaving a little bit for next time. And fourth, create competition with yourself and with a dedicated group of friends. If you can apply these 4 principles to your student life, I guarantee you, studying will no longer feel like a burden. It will become a habit, and then it will become a positive addiction. An addiction that doesn't waste your time but builds your future. It's an addiction that doesn't lead to regret but leads to success and fulfillment. Remember, the power to change your life is in your hands. It starts with one small decision to make your studies interesting. Thank you so much for watching this video all the way to the end. I hope it helps you on your journey. If you found this useful, please give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend who might need it. And don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. See you in the next one.